Good afternoon, everyone. I've made this a morning of drinking coffee. It's dreary out. I mean, it's warm out. I got my front door open, but I'm back here in my office, sitting here in my reading chair. It's Father's Day, and of course, my daughter and her family are all about all these celebrations and stuff, and I'm here. I'm here. You know, we've all been talking about how, well, I've watched different videos and stuff, and I'm crooked. Hold on a minute. I've seen different videos and stuff about how kids and grandkids and stuff, they basically don't want nothing to do with their mother or their father, and they let them to fend for themselves. Now, I don't have that. I have one daughter that has honored her father and her mother, especially her mother. Her mother's here. And they gave me the privilege of being able to stay in my camper on their property. And but I could, I mean, with my money, I mean, of course, I'd have to find a cheap apartment to rent if I wanted to be out on more out on my own than I am now. I love my hair like this, and but at this point in time, I don't have that. I would have to get like a $450 place to rent, and you know that's not going to look good. But it's Father's Day, and they're all busy up there putting together a gathering for their father, the kids and her and stuff. And nobody has messed with me for a couple of days. And I know that my daughter's busy, and all like that. It's not all about that at all. I mean, I've been doing my channel and busy with that, so I'm not what you call lonely. I'm far from being lonely. And I really don't have a life. And I could have had a somewhat of a life, but I was getting mixed messages about a relationship, and I know that a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about, but it felt like I had to be in a certain status all the time in order to have that relationship. And I felt very uncomfortable in that. So he went his way and I went my way. But here I am, and we're talking about kids just tossing their mother or their father away, which again, my daughter has not tossed me away. It's just like we kind of get to be just an afterthought. And I heard somebody else on here on my channel comment that they might not go, but at least give them the option to say, well, yeah, I'll come, I'll come, or I won't. You know, give them the option. At least acknowledge us that we want you here. And of course, my daughter has the standing open invitation all the time from me. And and which, you know, you still want to be acknowledged, you know, and maybe not the daughter so much, because it's the kids. It's the kids that are putting together the Father's Day get together for their father. And nobody said yesterday, hey, you know, we'd like you to be here. And that would have gave me time to get ready and everything else. But I'm not going to, if they was to come now and say, I'd have to say, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't have time to get ready. Well, just come as you are. Well, no, just because I'm older does not mean that I still don't have the younger version of me inside that wants to look as nice and presentable as I can and feel good about myself and who I am and what I have to offer. But that's neither here nor there. It's not going to happen. So it's time to move on to the next subject. And actually my subject today is about, it kind of is centered around all of that elderly being alone and stuff, but it's about we got to look at what's happening in the world and the homelessness that's going on, and I know I did a video way back talking about how do we prepare ourselves not to be homeless, and can we do that? I mean, can we fix our lives so that we won't go homeless? I mean, really, would we be happier? Think about it. We wouldn't have to worry about whether or not anybody was going to invite us to a get together, or can I go, or am I able to get ready to go, or anything like that. We wouldn't have to worry about anybody in the family saying, well, you're too old to be doing this or too old to be doing that, or no, you don't need a relationship. I mean, get over it, you know, those kind of things. But if we were homeless, we wouldn't have to worry about where we're going to move our furniture, how we're going to set up anything. Well, what I mean by homeless, I mean at least living in a car, or living maybe in a van, and being able to take your income that you've got, not paying rent, even $450 is $450 that you could spend on stuff to make you comfortable in a van or a car. You could eat. You could eat your fruits. Being able to afford your fruits. And I know we wouldn't be able to. Well, there is one lady that I watched. She planted herself a garden on the back of her van. And I can't remember everything that she planted, but she could at least do that. And but I'm saying you wouldn't have to worry about all the junk and all the stuff that we decide that we want to look at and feel good about when we look at it and stuff. That's just like my little nymph fairy set up there. How often do I really sit and look at it? When I'm in this room and in this chair, that's it. And I don't center any videos around it. And so, and then there's my wash machine. it's portable. Well, if I didn't have so many doggone clothes, I wouldn't need to worry about spending money at the laundromat to wash them if I was in a van or a car. And I don't mean just a regular car. I mean I don't know, an SUV, maybe an SUV. You could do something with that. But would we really be better off if we went and lived in a van or a car, SUV? We would be able to eat better. We would have the money if we'd taken medicine to be able to buy our meds. But then there's a whole new set of rules and regulations for people that do that, because they made the law that it's against the law to be homeless. But you won't have any taxes to pay. I mean, property taxes. You wouldn't, I don't know, I mean, like here, my daughter and them pay $400 and some a year for taxes. And of course, in all the sales tax you pay on stuff that you buy to fill your home up with what we think we need to live a good life. So what do I really need? What do you really need? Well, first of all we need really is food and water and clothing on our body, of course, heat, and if we do take any kind of meds. But if we're eating properly, we more than likely wouldn't need a bunch of medicine. And I'm having a hard time talking today because the phlegmonitis is in my in this area here, and it's cutting off my wind to be able to get my voice up loud enough. But would we be better off if we didn't have a house or a camper over our head? I mean, should we prepare to be what they call homeless? Would we be better off? The last few days living in my little home has been kind of very much isolated, and I've been working on the channel, not just this channel, but I've got other channels, and I've been going on in different areas. Now, I did go off of Facebook for a while, and I went off of TikTok for a while, so that I didn't want to mess with any of that. But then, of course, when you ain't got nothing to do, you go in and I got a daughter that's on TikTok, so I go in and watch her, and I got family and friends on Facebook, and I see what they're doing. Nobody's doing anything, not really. The TikTok, now I go in and watch some of the different things that people are saying that's going on in the world, and none of it really affects me. I mean, but I've gotten a few ideas, songs and stuff on there that I put on my channel here, and but I feel so isolated. I feel, of course, and it rains, so I'm not going to go outside, and don't get me wrong. I'm very happy that I have a home and a roof over my head. But for me to go outside here where I'm located, I'm on the side of a hill, and the places that I've got to walk and stuff are got roots running through it and stuff, and very easy for me to trip over. If I make if I go out here where the swing is that my daughter got me, and it's a very precious woman, very precious woman. But I'm on a hillside, and then with my legs being unstable like they are, if I make a quick turn or something like that, then I'm going to roll down the hill. No, I mean, that sounds funny, but it wouldn't be funny. But that this is my living status. There's nothing more that I would love to be in a home that's, I don't have to walk up and down stairs to go outside. But if I did have to do that, that would be okay. But have enough room out there that I could walk out and sit in my chair and stuff and be on flat ground and so forth. But again, I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head and I'm not on the streets in a tent. But again, if we all go back to the idea that we've got too much stuff that we've got to deal with, and why do we have it all? We would be, a lot of us would probably be a lot better if our eyes weren't bigger than our space. And I love sitting here looking at that when I'm sitting here looking at that, but is it really benefiting me any? Well, yeah, in a sense it is, if I sit and take the time and prioritize the different things that I'm trying to do for my life. But again, I'm still getting myself situated after finding out what it is that you want or you don't want, and you're still trying to figure that out. That's kind of hard. But I want peace above all else. That's why not being in a relationship is the best thing that any of us can in the whole world can do, because we don't have to take care of somebody else. We don't, I mean, in a relationship. We don't have to worry about whether or not we're saying the right thing or doing the right thing. We don't have to worry about satisfying their needs and their wants and their desires. All we have to do is take care of ourselves, and that goes for them too. They don't have to worry about whether we're mad at them or whether they did the right thing or whatever. So I'm really really trying hard to figure my life out, to figure out what's best for me. And I think that's what we all need to do. We need to prepare not to be completely homeless on the street. What would be best for us? And some people are too fragile to do that, and they have to suffer through on what they've got. But, and I know I'm not making no sense, because I feel like I'm just rambling. And I want so badly to be able to get it across to us older folks. See, we, our bodies just got older. And got limitations and stuff like that. But we still feel the same inside that when we were 17. I mean, we're wiser and not making such stupid decisions and stuff like that, but we still have all the wants and desires that we did when we were 17, 18, 19, 20. We still have feelings. And so what do we want to do with them? I know know the answer to the world's dilemma is if everybody would get on the same spiritual, energized frequencies, and everybody want peace and harmony, and nobody wants more than the other person, and nobody, that we could go out and drink water freely. We don't have to pay for water. We don't have to, if we could all get on the same level of frequencies on this planet, just from where we're all sitting. I'm sitting here, you're sitting there, Sally's sitting over there, Bill and Bob sitting over there. If we could all just get on the same frequencies of peace and light and harmony and love towards one another, no greed, no wanting to make more money than the other person, maybe, just maybe, we could smooth this world out. But I don't know. I'm just as bewildered and perplexed as anybody else, and all I know is that would we be better, money-wise, freedom-wise, to go live in a van? And I'm going to say, I think I'm going to stick with van. If we have a car that we can sell, maybe we should try to get a van and be prepared to fix it to our convenience, that we could travel around in it and park at different places. I mean, if I had a van sitting here right now instead of this camper, and that's my mode of transportation, it wouldn't have to be hooked up to sewer. It wouldn't have to be hooked up to electric. I would already have my solar panels and everything on top, and it would be running strictly on solar. And I probably should have stuck with that idea from the very beginning, but I didn't. So, anyway, this video is going on far too long, and I've actually said nothing. All I've said was, I feel like I'm rambling. And again, I don't want to go back down to getting rid of more stuff. I mean, I got all my exercise equipment right there. Do I use it? No. I might if I had the room to do it in, and then there we go again, back and forth, back and forth. I don't know how to do yoga. My legs wouldn't be able to take yoga right now. So I'm just rambling. That's basically all I'm doing. Rambling about whether or not we would all of us, be better off in nature. Living off of nature. Not organized nature. Not people living in the streets with tents and stuff like that. I mean, just, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it anymore. I just, if we could be like we used to be, and no societies, no rules, no regulations other than our own little tribes, and live off the land, have free water, have free food. I'm just perplexed. I mean, I'm not dissatisfied. I'm happy. But I feel like I'm living in a whole different realm than what I should be. And I've been hearing a lot about that lately. Everybody just, they don't have no ambition. They don't have no energy. They just want to sleep. And I know it's because of the food that they're putting in the junk they're putting in our food. So I don't know the answer anymore. All I know is that I'm trying to do my best to do videos, to make a little extra money. And I want to thank one of my subscribers. She sent me some money for my sassy. And actually, if it hadn't have been for that, I wouldn't be up as high as I am right now. We have to make $100 limit to get paid, so my videos actually aren't doing that well. Do I even want to continue to do this? Why do I continue to do this? I don't know. Should I be doing something else? Should I be trying to put my effort into other things? I don't know. So, like y'all out there, I don't know any more than you know about what to do with life. All I know is that other people are saying that the food, they're not interested in food anymore. It don't taste good anymore. It bothers their stomach, and it's just not tasting good. And they're only eating once a day now. And of course, I did eat more yesterday than I normally do, but again, I'm just rambling. I'm sorry. So, but I do love y'all. And I know there's a lot of bots on here, and I don't pay attention to them anymore. So y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.